Okay, roots of Ascension. Start. And then I'll. No, this is recording as well. This is quite. This is not that. Okay. This is quite funny, this picture. Maybe I'll zoom in a bit. So, welcome to the Roots of Ascension podcast, first episode.
Yes. With Shambhu
and Paraśiva, Sami and Raphael.
Yes, names are such a thing, I guess. There can be a heavy weight or even a light weight on names, and sometimes people don't think about them even when they are given to them, and sometimes they don't just feel comfortable. For example, my parents call me Raphael, and I am totally fine. I'm happy about the name. And during my teacher training in Ascension, which is a series of very effortless, so to say, mantra meditation, there my teacher Ishtar gave me the name Paraśiva, and I was going with the name, and to a certain degree, which has the meaning of para, like the highest, like para, paradise, and Shiva, like the god in Hinduism, and which is close to Brahman when we see it on a scale, when we see consciousness on a scale, from being a rock to the highest ether which we can imagine. Paraśiva is like put on a high level, and I was always thinking, oh wow, what a big name. And from the beginning on, I had the feeling, oh, I want to grow into the name. And yeah, I'm going with both. And now, beforehand, Shambhu or Sami, we were talking about our experiences in meditation, and where we had different experiences or similar experiences on the scale I was mentioning before. And yeah, how are you feeling today?
I feel like this is the only thing I want to do right now, although I have a lot of stress related to my work, related to my relationships, related to the fact that I'm changing apartment. I've been living in this beautiful house in Helsinki for 4 years already, and now I'm changing to an apartment building. And there's a lot of stress, but I also feel like this is the only thing I want to do right now. Talk with Paraśiva and start something new, and focus on the roots of Ascension, or the roots of being conscious, being aware, being in the now, being in the present moment. So I'm happy to chat with you, but there's like this kind of conflict that I should be doing my chores, I should be working. There's some pressure, but then there isn't at the same time. Like, do you know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm resting in the so-called stress.
Yeah, so you're talking about the synchronicity of experiencing stress and being comfortable with it or relaxed in it.
Exactly, yes. like it doesn't get to me anymore. It's like, okay, this person is now angry with me, but it's okay. It's not getting over me, and okay, this person demands me action right away from doing my work, but instead I choose doing this because this was scheduled a month ago already or so. So this is like, and then there's pressure of getting things done, because there's always this pressure. I have to, when I'm in this modern society, then I have deadlines. I have things to be at the right time, and this is something else, ascension and meditation, and it's nice to talk about it. That's how I am. We didn't get to my name, but it means Shambhu. It's also a name of Shiva, and it means like a kind Shiva. It's like the only benevolent form of Shiva. It means someone who doesn't get angry. And I'm also like you, I'm trying to grow to that state. Like sometimes I still lose my temper, and a lot of times I do. And it's not like something that I have this personality that I get angry really easily, but yeah, you know me. Right. But yeah, Shambhu, whenever people call me Shambhu, it brings that energy forward. It's the source of bliss meaning also. It's almost the same as my middle name, my Finnish middle name, Sampo, Shambhu. And they mean the same thing. Like Sampo was this mythological, Finnish mythological machine or energy that brings all the richness, and it brings gold and richness of the Finnish culture. So it's the source of bliss also. Yeah.
So would you say the bliss and the anger can exist in the same moment simultaneously?
Yes, they can coexist. It's a form of being, resting in the silence, resting in the ascendant, or resting in the transcendent, or the what would be the word for you to use for it, like this fourth state of consciousness, this state where you can just be in this infinite field of being. Like I usually say that I'm dead already, you know. Like because if you think about the fact that you're just conscious, then you're just like witnessing everything that is going on. It's not related to this body. This body will end, but I'm alive all the time, and I'm dead already. Like, do you get what I mean? Or can you elaborate if you have the similar experience about like being aware of the material world ending, so witnessing it from the different place, witnessing it from the infinity? Do you have that sort of experiences? Like,
Yes and no. I mean, in the teacher training, I did a lot of traveling in the astral planes. Like experiences are, when I think back or reading them, because I wrote them down in my diary, I'm still astonished and looking at them with a wow. And there are sometimes situations in my daily life where I totally forget about being relaxed or being aware of the ascendant when I'm really angry, for example, in a situation which is not real, which doesn't really matter. For example, our cat does something which he doesn't, and then I get angry, but at the same moment, I can observe being angry. And this is something new, which through meditation I'm experiencing. That is that two things happen at the same time, being aware and being not aware of what I'm doing. And this is like a slight shift of being in this body, being in this world. Are you trying to talk about this?
Yes and no. Yeah, you have these marvelous experiences that people might think when they think of meditation, that you go some other place and have these astral travels, or you're in a different, or you're in a dream-like state or something. But I kind of rarely have those. But then when I have those, they are not that spectacular that you might think. Like, yeah. Tell me more about the teacher training. What was the content? Because I'm sort of envious. I went to the same teacher training as you, but I only like briefly visited it because I couldn't manage my things here in Finland. Like I have a small child that I have to take care of, and other excuses not to take the full course. So I attended it only for 6 weeks. And 6 weeks of meditation is kind of big, but how long did your retreat take place?
I did this retreat. I did 5 months.
5 months.
And we both did that every day, 8 to 10 hours of meditation. We have 1 to 2 times yoga in the morning and in the evening, and a sharing circle after we had dinner, which is quite interesting to see the patterns rising up, our conditioning, and be aware of our traumas, our conditionings we experienced here, and to realize, oh wow, there's so much we have to go through, and it's so complex that it's like welcoming a trigger to have the understanding, oh, there's always more to grow into. This is my experience.
Yeah. Yes, that's a good reminder. I think like whenever we are in this human body, we are not fully enlightened. Even the saints of the modern day, like they still have their faults. I mean, they are faulty. They are just people, and they have their desires. They have, and a lot of times, like in these spiritual circles, people misuse their power. They seduce their students sexually, and so on and so on. This comes out many times, and yeah, still they might have this powerful experience of the now, of the present moment, of God, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I'm not sure what I'm talking about right now, but this took a little bit of sidetrack. I'm not sure how we should we focus only on something like our teacher training, or our names, or what do you suggest? Or
I would say, like, you're referring to the complexity of being human and being in this world, being in this body, being in this society where, in my opinion, a lot of anger, sadness, emotions in general, especially those emotions we call bad emotions or strong emotions are suppressed, and where our society is just focusing on kind of narcissistic, keeping a narcissistic self-image up to the world, and all the other stuff, for example, the sexual stuff you mentioned, is not, we don't talk about. And I don't mean we need to talk about it now. It's just when things stay in the dark, they come out anyway, and they will search their way in order that we get conscious about. And we just need to look at the industry of pornography, which is so big, and even children with young age are coming in contact with. And this is also represented in organizations which focus on being conscious about. And I have the question for you, for me, for us: why have we chosen the path, and what is it giving to us?
Do you mean the path of enlightenment, or like being awake in general, or do you mean the ascension? What's the ascension meditation, or particular practice, or what? Which one do you mean?
Yes, and this is also a good question, which shows also the complexity of choosing one path. But maybe we are choosing one path of being more aware, more conscious, maybe also an evolution of consciousness. And Ascension is just one tool of many, in my opinion. And would we have chosen the path without Ascension? We will never we never can answer this question, because we will not know it. But we are practicing Ascension, and without saying this is the best path, it's just one path. Like, why are we doing it?
Yeah. Why are we doing it? To me, it was like a revelation, and it was something that actually saved my life. I was really depressed, and I didn't have any ability to watch my mind. I was like under my emotions. I was very depressed as a young person. I learned Ascension when I was 24, and on my 24th birthday, I had like this it was the most depressed period of my life, I must say. I was like, I had just ended a long relationship, and I was like really sad and had like self-destructive tendencies. I was drinking, I was smoking cigarettes, I was just miserable with my life. I had a lot of pressure because I had just got into a film school that I had applied for 3 times, and now I had such a big pressure of doing something great with my life, doing art from the ego's perspective. I wanted to be the most successful movie producer of Finland and doing everything better than anyone else. And this triggered the asshole in me, like the complete opposite of what Shambhu would represent, like not being kind at all, but being like very like attacking everyone, like before they could see that I'm an asshole. I actually like I gave them a reason to hate me. But then I like accidentally almost met these teachers of Ascension, and they happened to have like I started dating this person, and they happened to organize a course at the place that I was spending time at my this person was living there, and she was like the only ascender of that city of Tampere in Finland, and where I was living then. And then I just decided to go to the course because I witnessed something. I witnessed the presence in the teachers of Ascension, and I decided to do it. And then I just never stopped. And I had no experience of meditation before. I was a rookie. I didn't even know what enlightenment would mean. It was just the teachers appeared. And then I've been doing this. I'm 40 now, so I've been doing this 16 years every day. So this is my sort of why am I doing it? It saved my life. It gave me something, and has been growing. The experience has been growing, and it's the only thing that interests me now. Like it's kind of like why we are here. It's and my career and everything is like it's just material. It's not well. I'm not focusing on it anymore, and I let it happen easily. And I just enjoy being alive.
So, in a way, it's kind of foundation of your life, and it gives you like a hand which is accompanying you, to speak metaphorically. Would you also say person, you for example, can be obsessed by meditation? Can it also be an escape of reality?
Well, in my experience, this practice or any practice that does its job and works, it's not an escape. It's not escapism. It's not something that you escape from your duty. It brings all of your problems in front, and you have to deal with them. It sort of it brings the stresses. It helps you see what you have to change in your life so you are happier. It helps you solve your personal conflicts, and it gives you, if it's working like Ascension is in my experience, then it gives you the sense of it gives you the sense of presence. It gives you the warm feeling as well. And so it's a good combination of like you have to face your life. You have to live your life to the fullest, and it shows you where you're doing compromises. It shows you where you are not focusing on what is real, and it gives you stability. So it's not an escape, or maybe one can use it as an escape, but if it's a working practice, it's not like it will bring. If you're trying to escape something, then it's becoming closer and closer, and it's right in front of you. So you have to deal with it.
You say you have to be with it. Can it also be you can choose whether you want to be with it, look at it, or look in another direction and do whatever? Going into the movies, or
I mean, if I have an issue in my personal life that I have to solve, then it's there until I solve it, and it's still there if I chose to go to the movies or if I chose to do something else. But if it's something that I really have to take care of, then it's, yeah. Or how is your experience with these sort of things?
I would say it's both. Like when I meditate, it feels so good to be present, to be in this body. It's like I just feel bliss. It's such a warm, moving, fiery, ecstatic feeling, which is all over my body, like tingling, it's difficult to put it into words. And at the same time, as you said, stress, which I didn't solve back in the day during my childhood, being a teenager or even afterwards, were situations where I couldn't handle them and I fell back into my conditionings, which were very healthy and helped me surviving till today. So I want to acknowledge them and honor them even, not to talk in good and bad, like. So when these stresses, which are stuck in the nervous system, come up when I'm deeply relaxed or even, feeling good in this body, then in my experience, I have the choice whether I be with them and feel them. For example, in my life, in the last months and weeks and days, I'm crying so much and releasing so many emotions. And it's mainly grief. Feels like an ocean of grief. I can either be with it and feel it, or I can distract myself, going on my phone, being on Instagram or whatever. And for example, I did the choice to delete all these apps from my phone and have less distraction and more feeling them. And so even more gets released. And I do believe we have the choice when something is right in front of our nose, face it or run, fight or flight. Being confronted with our inner instincts, with our intuition, and with our capacity, whether we can handle this or not. And most of the times, I do believe that what is presented us in our lives, we are able to handle it. And are able to go with it. And being in this world of distraction or in our society where we, in my opinion, are very distractive and focusing on only joy, happiness, fulfillment. This is all nice to have, but also going through the deep stuff, the dark stuff, without not losing us and not only focusing on only the grief and the anger and keeping kind of a balance in between, like going out into nature and also seeing the goodness, like for what I'm grateful for the birds singing outside, for the flowers which come back now. I think it is both, like being grateful and coming back to this gratitude and not losing myself in this darkness and going with the darkness. And so it's mostly a very small degree of running away, losing myself, being present with it. And also in the beginning, we were talking about the complexity. So this is like a big container, so to say.
Yeah, I feel like I'm losing my ability to concentrate fully on what you're saying. sorry about that. We have to be honest.
Yeah. And I think it's also a great gift of sharing stories, of also sharing the stories where we are not conscious or not being present.
Yeah.
Like, for example, right now, it's totally okay that you are not totally conscious and following everything what I say. I mean, I can be angry or triggered by it.
Yeah, we could share the story when you were visiting Finland in a couple of summers ago, and we were like really honest and truthful to each other, and we could like fight almost, but it's like in a friendly manner. Like I was like, oh, I wanted to clean the sink, and then you were, oh, you did, and then you threw the trashes back to the sink again, and I was like, okay, thank you, now I can clean the sink again. Just a stupid thing to do, but yeah, it was. Yeah, we were ascending together. We were trying to have a course, but what happened? It was more like a retreat for ourselves, and we were having a good time.
Yeah,
And I
nice
think
example.
Like you, I'm sorry. I feel like you and I, we complete each other. We've had similar anger issues in our past, and still have, but we are like we're like yeah, we are helping each other here, and that's the main point of the podcasting. We are not trying to impress anyone, I think, and we are not trying to lure you into something you don't want to be in contact. But if you're interested, we are also teachers of Ascension, and this is one part of that. We are happy to share what we have learned, and that's one part of the thing here. You have a yeah, but we are not trying to sell you anything, or are we?
Yeah, thank you. And the situation you described with the sink, this is also what comes into my mind is like, yeah, from our conditioning, or for example, in this situation, your conditioning, like, oh, I want to clean the sink. Maybe, yeah, you want to be a good host, and or you are a good host, and this task belongs to you for whatever reason, and you wanted to do it, and yeah, just following this impulse and letting my impulse go of cleaning the sink, because I don't mind. And even when my mind or my thoughts tell me, oh, this is ugly, I can do it anyway. Like taking a cold shower. Nobody wants to take a cold shower. Uh, and of course I'm doing it because, yeah. And yeah, throwing this back into the sink is like the ability of letting go. I think this is also a big ability we need to nourish and, yeah, remind each other to let go of the things we have in mind.
yeah.
and like this reminds me of like times I remind people who are not meditators or or not my like. I remind them that yeah, I have this sense of inner peace, and the other person might say, like my colleague might say, like it doesn't show. I don't recognize the peace in you, and then I'm like, yeah, yeah, because I get angry with him a lot, and then I can be mean. I can be the opposite of some Shambhu. I can be this old Sami who used to like get to the other person's weak points and put like the like and this is like different when yeah, but usually when you do such things as you did to me, like you threw the trash back to the sink, and it's pure energy, it's movement, it's a funny story, and and also it brings us to this conversation of accepting all emotions, and usually what happens when I get angry with the other person working or living in this house with me or something like that, then if I return to the situation with full presence, then it can be dissolved, and the other person's emotions can be healed as well, and they can see why they are irritated with my action. Like, to me it was just funny when you reacted the way you did, and and it's like being in the same path. It's just like, okay, this just happened. It doesn't affect me. Like, people can get angry with you, but it doesn't when you are fully focused on the presence in the moment, in the God or whatever consciousness. Then you are sort of always protected.
Yeah, this is one point of view, and I think everybody knows this feeling of observing him or herself in a situation and not being triggered. And we all know how it is to be triggered, which you described earlier, and especially with our parents or the people we spend a lot of time, or we got conditioned by. There are the deepest triggers, so to say, the root stress, the root causes of, yeah, maybe sometimes living an unhealthy, unhappy life, and coming now back to the roots of Ascension, where Ascension can help to release these roots or make them present in order to be not so conditioned or caught by them. And this is also a very, I think this is what we both can share. And this is what you earlier described in a situation with, for example, your anger. Or maybe 10 years back in the day, when I threw the stuff back into the sink, you might got angry and stuff like this.
Yeah, and I could say, like, I'm never working with this guy Raphael again. Like fuck this guy. But now I'm sort of happy, and I appreciate that you show your emotions when they come. And yeah, I just like nasty things in the sink. That's like, I enjoy it. I enjoy cleaning. I like how I'm really weird that way. So yeah, part of it is being a good host, but part of it's just my own, fascination with stuff. Okay. Should we describe what Ascension is? Like, if people don't know what meditation is or what Ascension meditation is, should we describe it like, so these are, you mentioned it's like mantra meditation. You do it eyes closed, or you can do it eyes open as well. And it's like a sentence that you repeat very gently and effortlessly. It works and it's easy. And it's you do it in German, I do it in Finnish, and we can also teach it in English if you are English speaker, or whatever your own language is. So it's something that you kind of understand. So it's not a Hindu mantra. It doesn't have, at least the basic techniques, they don't have these difficult words that you don't comprehend. It's not that sort of mantra, but it's in your mother language, and they are based on the ascending emotions, which are praise and what's the other one? Gratitude and love. And compassion. Yeah, compassion is the fourth one that kind of brings all them back. Yeah, and that's the weekend course that we teach, where you learn these 4 techniques, and yeah, they build upon each other. When I appreciate you, then what was the next one? Gratitude. Then you feel gratitude. Yeah. 16 years so I've done this every day. What's the next one?
Yeah, I have this also sometimes, like, oh, when you try really hard thinking on them, then they don't come. But if you release and relax, then it's so easy. And this is also the main thing about Ascension. Yeah, it's about being relaxed and taking all the ugly stuff out of the sink and throwing it out of your system. And I think this is a good picture with which we can go with. Yeah, I'm very happy that you introduced that. And
yeah, the third one is love, and you cannot force love. So first you have to praise. Like Paraśiva has really nice glasses and really nice microphone, and I enjoy this like idea of doing a podcast. Like he's a really good guy, and I like the way he throws the trash in the sink and let me feel my emotions. So this he's a really good guy, and then you feel gratitude, and then it builds upon towards love. That is the highest, and these are the techniques. They automatically heal our root stresses of not belonging. I have still a lot of issues of not belonging and not being part of the group, and I like that you are my friend, and yeah. Thank you for doing this with me. I really appreciate it.
thank you very much. It feels like a warm shower. And yeah, maybe one thing to add, sometimes we need to leave the conditionings, the heavy stuff in the sink of others that they themselves can take it out. Sometimes it's necessary. For example, for my process, it was nobody else can do it. And sometimes we just need to leave ourselves also the time that we are not expecting automatic, instant results of meditation, and that we just, or it sounds easy, but it can be very difficult, that we put off the pressure of getting enlightened, living a happier life, being rich, having a lot of sex, whatever is the intention we are seeking. It's about being relaxed and enjoying the moments, even though it's a very dirty sink. And yeah, I'm also very happy about the talk with you. And yeah, I'm looking forward for the next episode. Thank you very much.
And if you want to meet us, you can always contact us. I'll put here my website, and we can. Yeah, we are planning an Ascension course in Finland, and maybe I'll travel to Germany sometime. But we are not like pushing this to anyone. It's just we love to share this, and this is available. So
I'm also building my website. The link will be added soon.
Okay.
Yeah, I will send it.
Yeah, and we are kind of like individual people. We are not, especially you and I, we don't belong to any group. We are not like, you mentioned Ishtar before. He was the teacher of us in the teacher training, but we are not like, we are not serving anyone. It's not like an official teacher-student relationship with this guy. He's just our friend.
Yeah. So to say, we are not part of a bigger organization.
Yeah, that's exactly. So you have your website and I have mine. So this is like.
And we are connected, and also connected to many other teachers around the world, and we share our experiences.
Okay. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jai Isham.
Ishwaram. Wait. I stopped the recording, so it's stopped recording now. To me, it's not even about the ascension. It's about having a spiritual practice that works for you.
there I experienced the first time that I am not my thoughts and I am not my body.